Hello and welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Barjo.
And I am Darren.
And you may have noticed that Hex isn't with us this week, and that's because she's all the way over in America at E3, the biggest gaming convention in the world. She's playing all the latest games and talking to the people who make them.
She was playing with the new Nintendo console when I left.
Yes, Darren, we all know that you've got rocket boots and you can fly to E3 and back again for all the big announcements and your fancy Good Game t-shirt. I'm very jealous, but please tell me, what's the biggest announcement you've heard so far?
Oh, there were so many wonderful things, but I'd have to say that the biggest and best thing I've seen so far is...
Oh, Darren, what's that noise?
Oh, that's just my Skynet inbox alert. It's from a spawnling.
Can you please turn it down?
Very well. You and your sensitive, fleshy ear tubes.
Thank you, Darren. Please continue.
Dear Darren, as you are a faultless universal knowledge base when it comes to games...
Does it really say that, Darren?
I really would like to know what games from the past I should try to track down and play.
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Affirmative.
Can I help you answer it?
Affirmative. The games of today are usually the best in terms of sound, graphics and gameplay. But if you know what you're looking for, you can find some real gems from years gone by too.
Hey Darren, you know how I've got two new little kittens, 8-Bit and Quasar?
You never stop talking about them. You watch them all day through that webcam of yours instead of working.
Well, I like to see what they get up to. My point is, there were cute little kittens on the Xbox too, and that's why I'm reviewing Blinx the Time Sweeper.
His trousers are stylish.
Blinx is a janitor that works outside of our universe, vacuuming up the irregularities that gnaw on the fabric of time and space. By collecting the right crystals, he can activate the time warping abilities of his Super Hoover and rewind and pause time itself like it was a video file. Blinx and its sequel Blinx 2 were two of the most innovative games for the original Xbox, and Microsoft kind of hoped that the little guy would become a mascot for them, like Mario is for Nintendo, but that never really came together. And to be fair, his games were a little bit on the difficult side, and he hasn't dated that well. Still, I've got a soft spot for the furry little guy, so I'm giving it 6.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
I guess he wasn't perfect. Alright, Barjo, what about the PlayStation 2? I'll choose Transformers, the 2004 game developed by the now defunct Australian game studio Melbourne House.
It's over, Prime.
This game came out way before the live-action movie, so it wasn't one of those dreadful tie-ins. No, this Transformers game took a unique view of the heroes and villains from the long-running TV series, and made excellent use of their transforming abilities. Swapping between air, robot, and ground modes, the game lets you pilot your favourite mechanical heroes through vast and highly detailed environments. And some of the boss enemies were truly gargantuan. It was and is quite a technical feat on the PS2 hardware.
I love Transformers too, Darren, and for extra Aussie value, they even got an Aussie band, Regurgitator, to do the title track.
Affirmative. In addition to being a robo-centric game of the highest caliber, Transformers also tickles my patriotism circuits. 7 years have elapsed since its release, and yet it's still one of the best Transformers games ever made. Second-hand copies are as scarce and precious as fragments of the Allspark, so I'm giving it 8 rubber chickens.
Well, Darren, I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to review that oddball game, Dog's Life. Usually when you play an animal in a game, you walk around and talk like a human.
It's called anthropomorphism. And what happened to your allegiance to cats?
I like all animals, Darren, but the gimmick in Dog's Life is that you play a real dog. You wander around in a doggy world doing doggy things. I loved how they simulated the powerful canine sense of smell, and I never realized how much poo there was in the world until I could see it through the keen senses of a dog. The voice acting was goofy, but the animation was slick, and the mere fact that there's nothing else like it makes the game stand out, so I'm giving it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Finally, let's look at the PC.
Darren, that's hardly a retro system. My PC is brand new and it has adjustable fan speeds.
The PC first came out in 1981, Barjo. They get a little better every day, but the format is 30 years old.
Okay. Well, what about the Monkey Island series? There's been a few of those games over the years.
Why do you identify so much with lower life forms?
Anyway, the latest in the series is called Tales of Monkey Island, an episodic adventure game. Exploring the high seas and the age of pirates, you point and click your way through hilarious situations. It's got full voice and great cartoony visuals.
But without my help, a simpleton like you will never be able to figure out which of the so-called wind gods must be summoned to master this ancient wind control device, and I will reveal nothing.
That's a wind control device? Thanks for telling me.
You didn't know?
But if you want to get really retro, there's The Secret of Monkey Island Special Edition, where they take the original from 1990 and add the option of modern graphics and sound. The puzzles are pretty tricky by today's standards, but it's still a wonderful game and very funny, so I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Finally, I shall review Darwinia. This RTS is set inside a retro computer world. Imagine if the people in Tron were running on their lowest graphics settings. As a benevolent Supreme Commander, your goal is to defeat the evil computer virus and to lead your besieged little Darwinians to victory. It's quite the idiosyncratic challenge. I give Darwinia 7.5 rubber chickens.
Ah, Darren, all this talk of old games is great and all, but it's got me thinking about all the new ones that Hex must be playing at E3.
I think I'll go and check out how she's doing.
Ooh, let me get out of your way.
Be back soon. Darren away! Lift off!
It's a bit weird here all by myself at the Ask Good Game desk. Well, at least I've got Angry Bird to keep me company. We'll just pop you up there. Yeah, that helps. And you're much less annoying than Darren. Okay, first up, we've got this from Ben in Melbourne, Victoria. Get back there. My dad's birthday is soon, and I'm wondering what I should buy for him. He likes Total War, especially Rome Total War. What would be better out of the Alexander expansion for RTW or Napoleon Total War? Well, Ben, that's a tough call, but it depends. If your dad is a fan of Rome Total War because he loves the Roman setting, then definitely get him the Alexander expansion. But if he just really enjoys the Total War series, then he'd probably like the newer Total Wars. Napoleon is great, and we also love the latest one, Shogun 2. But I'm sure he'd think any of those are awesome presents. Am I right, Angry Bird? Angry Bird? We'll work on the banter. Okay, next up is this from... Wait, what's that noise? Oh, Darren, watch where you're pointing those rocket boots. They're dangerous.
Oh, Barjo, I thought I'd come back from E3 to help you with us. Good game.
Oh, well, Darren, this is a bit awkward because, as you can see, I already have a co-host.
Well, that's okay, Barjo. Angry Bird won't mind. If you could just move him out of the way, please.
I don't know, Darren. Angry Bird is doing a pretty good job. And
Charging my laser!
No, Darren, no! Angry Bird is precious, and so is Companion Cube.
Well, there's no time to waste, so what's the next question?
Well, all right, you can help me out, but as long as you don't answer every single question with affirmative and negative, because that just gets annoying. Okay, next up is from Nathan, who's in Hawthorne, Victoria. I'm watching you. What's the latest SimCity called? Please answer. Yours, N.
Well, Nathan, the latest SimCity for the PC is called SimCity Societies. It's quite different from previous SimCities in that it focuses more on worrying about the people in the city rather than building the city itself.
That was suspiciously helpful of you, Darren. Anyway, there's been a SimCity for Wii and DS, both called SimCity Creator. But Nathan, we suggest you just ignore the newer ones. They're okay, but SimCity 4 is a much better game, and you can probably find it in the bargain bin by now.
And a brand new SimCity game was just announced. However, it's going to be a Facebook game, which activates my skeptical circuit. Now, can I choose the next question, Barjo?
Sure, okay, Darren, go for it.
Excellent. Then let's go to this from Ewan in Wheelers Hill, Victoria. My name is Ewan, and I am 12 years old. I've been wondering if there is an age-appropriate shooter game for the PS3 that is not too violent and not on the PlayStation Move.
Well, Ewan, if by shooter you mean first-person shooter or FPS, then we're sorry to say there's not much choice in the way of PG FPS.
The act of first-person shooting is inherently violent, and even the most cartoonish of them receive an M rating. However, Portal 2 is PG, but that's because it isn't a shooter by the standard definition. It is a first-person game, and you do get to shoot portals with your portal gun, but you never shoot at anyone.
And it's an awesome game. But really, Ewan, other than Portal 2, there aren't really any decent options in the age-appropriate FPS department.
Barjo, there are quite a few good games which aren't first-person and feature fun shooting. I quite enjoyed the Ghostbusters video game as you get to blast lots of ghosts and ghouls with your proton pack.
Yeah, I like that one too. I think we've got time for just one more question.
Oh, can I please choose it, Barjo?
You certainly can, Darren.
Oh, well, let's see. This one is from Mr. Wyerdo in Nothing, Victoria.
I am well impressed at how effectively you're answering these questions.
Affirmative.
You're doing a really good job.
Affirmative.
Yeah, there's got to be something behind it.
Negative.
You must want something.
Negative.
Maybe some sort of upgrade to your rocket boots or something, and I'm going to have to pay for it. I'm going to have to pay for it all. And I haven't got much money. I spent all my money on my own rocket boots, which didn't even work.
Affirmative. When you reviewed LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean, you said that blue studs were the best, giving you 1,000 studs, but purple studs giving you 10,000, so you were wrong.
Yeah, you said that, Darren. What's the deal? Have your databases become corrupted again?
Negative, Barjo. Mr. Wido is correct, and purple studs are worth the most. However, they are extremely rare, and my comment was simply to remind Hex that gold and silver aren't as good as blue.
But you said they were worth the most. Let's just watch that clip just to prove that.
And don't forget blue, Hex. The blue studs are worth the most.
Can't argue with that, Darren. That was evidence.
Well, Barjo, they are technically worth the most, but I've received substantially more studs from the collection of blue over purple, hence they are worth the most.
But most of my studs came from gold, Darren, so surely by that logic it means they're worth the most.
Negative. That's all the time we have for this week's Spawnlings. If you have a question, send it in here.
I think you're wrong and you can't admit it, and I'm going to tell the internet.
Negative. You forget who controls the internet, Barjo.
I'm gonna win, I hope you know that.
You're gonna win. I'm gonna win.
Hi, I'm Tara, I'm 26.
Hi, I'm Shane, I'm 9. Hi, I'm Madison, I'm 9.
And we're awesome gamers!
Don't for you guys.
Well, maybe you can both go,
Oh.
I was probably about 4 when I started playing games. I played on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the first Nintendo. And I'd say the first game was Super Mario Brothers, the very first one. I enjoyed it because it was probably the only game that was around at the time, but it's still a classic and I still love playing it to this day.
The way I got introduced into gaming was by my dad and Tara, because Tara left the PlayStation behind when she left and I started playing it. The first game I played was Mario Kart. I like Mario Kart because the races are fun and because sometimes it's a bit trickier than others. Even though me and Madison are twins, we don't really think alike at all. I tried to convince her to play Super Smash Bros. Brawl with me, or if I'm bored, I may start playing with her on Super Mario Bros. I find we always have to compromise. I like playing with my brothers and sisters because it's a bit of a challenge to win against them. I like playing on my own because I can actually verse the computer and get better and better.
It is challenging playing against these guys. They do put me to the test every now and then in a lot of games.
My favourite game is probably New Super Mario Bros. Because I like dodging the people and trying to get to the end and win. And I like Mario because he's normally player 1.
Probably at the moment my favourite game to play would be Mario Kart, and that's because of the enjoyment I get playing it with other people, whether it be with these guys or whether it be when friends come over, we can all jump on, 4 of us, and it makes for good fun, definitely.
Some of my favourite games are Lego Batman, Star Wars Lego, and I really want to have a go at Indiana Jones Lego because you get to build vehicles and drive them around and unlock things and buy characters and customise your own.
I don't think that we're particularly competitive, the 3 of us, but Shane himself can become competitive at times, and I play up to that sometimes, and yeah, we do sort of have fun rivalries.
Whoever wins has to kiss Mum. No!
Ew!
Shane, you won! You have to kiss Mum!
Haha!
Mum, I won, so now I have to kiss you.
Good, right here.
If I'm not gaming, I'm usually practicing for karate or playing chess. When I'm not gaming, I'm normally dancing or playing with my friends in the court.
When I'm not gaming, I'm working usually, and if I am at work, I do try to sneak my DS under the desk every now and then and have a little play. Otherwise, I'll just have to wait till my lunch break. We work so well together as a team, Madison.
Oh, try quick.
I'm coming, trying. Yes. Thanks for visiting.
Well Well, Darren, you've been to E3 and back and caught up with Hex. What did she have to say?
She's very well, and she's got a lot in store for us next week.
She's in red. Stop it! She's cheating.
We should wrap up the show, Barjo. I wouldn't mind jetting back over for one of those Hollywood parties.
All right, but as long as you bring me back a present.
How about an authentic LA hot dog?
That would be delicious. Until next week, spawners, Barjo out.
Darren out.